everybody, it's Brittany, and do I look like I have natural lip liner right now? I put that, what is it, the Too Faced lip injection, but does anybody else have the issue where it looks like it, like, literally just does the outside of my lips? It's so weird. I don't understand it. Anyways, so today I'm going to be swatching this. So I know that this is not a new palette or anything like that. This is an older palette, but I found it while I was at Marshall's. I saw this and I was like, you know, I never really did buy it, and for any of you who have been here for a while know, I like glitter. Plus, not only that, but I like this packaging. Look, I can shake it. And it's like a thingy. They move. It's so cool. Anyways, I found it at Marshall's. It was $19.99. It was on sale, I'm assuming because nobody likes it. Ooh. It doesn't have any, like, instructions inside it. Like, you know how Too Faced sometimes has, like, instructions? I was like, instruction video, which, by the way, I think I might do more because I do have Too Faced palettes. I have the peanut butter and jelly and the peanut butter and honey one, which I did do, like, a comparison on my channel of them. And then, those came with instructions, and I do have a couple other. You'll have to excuse me. The reason that, in case you can't tell, I have extremely puffy and bloodshot eyes today is because I am having allergies this morning. And I'm one of those people who refuses to accept the fact that I actually have seasonal allergies and doesn't take medication for it. This person. But really, I don't. I don't take medication for it. I should, but I don't. I think it's because we move so much. And I don't want to be on allergy medication. I feel like it's just this area. I take that back. It's also Kansas. When we lived in Kansas, I had really bad seasonal allergies too. Moving here to Missouri, I have really bad seasonal allergies. And hopefully, in the near future, when we move again, I have zero allergies. But for some reason, I have the itchy eyes, which is why I am going only with moisturizer today and lip gloss. This is what the palette looks like, and like I said, I'm pretty sure this is nothing new to a lot of people because this is an older palette. But I am going to point out the fact that I really do like the concept of this palette. Now, I don't really think anybody really needs an entire palette dedicated to glitter, unless you're me. I guess that there might be a lot of people who are me, so if you need a dedicated palette to glitter. I really do, though, like the concept of this. I'm just hoping, I have actually never seen, I think I saw, like somebody didn't really do a review on it, like a swatch review. I have seen, like, you know, oh, this is what it looks like, and I think it was a PR unboxing of this. So I haven't, a while ago, obviously. So I've never really seen anybody swatch this. I do have like some staple favorites when it comes to these bases. This is the brightening base, which is a white, and my favorite white personally is Sugar Pills Taco. And then we have the intensifying base, which is black, and again, my favorite shade is the Sugar Pill Bulletproof shade. So I don't really think that these are going to change my mind about those, only because I have never found a white like Taco, ever. Like, that shade will literally, if I could put it over shadows to like clean up edges and it'll like erase. It's like the magic eraser of white. And because I am pale enough, I can get away with like putting it in those areas, and then it looks real nice. Like, it looks like I cut it with a concealer without actually having to cut it with a concealer. Let's get right into this. I think for my first swatches, I am going to swatch the white and the black. That way I can compare it to the Sugar Pill shades. So let's get right into this. Well, I don't think they're not bad, actually. Ugh. Alright, so this is the brightening base and the intensifying base. So we have the white, which is not bad, I'm going to say, and the black. So these are decent. Now I'm going to also go into Sugar Pill and, oh, well, let me clean off my hands first. So this is Sugar Pill's oh, sorry. This is Sugar Pills, Taco, and Bulletproof. So, Taco and Bulletproof. Alright, so they're actually quite comparable. I actually think that the Too Faced brightening one looks a little bit more intense. So, we'll see. Top row, starting here, we have Fairy Dust, which is probably gonna be one of my favorites because I like whites, pinks, and purples when it comes to glitters. Alright, the next one is Confetti. We have Hot Damn and Glitter Goals. These are very, very pretty. And then the bottom row is Rosé All Day, Work It, Oh It's On, and Splash. Alright, so these are all of these shades. These are gorgeous. You probably can't see Rosé All Day, which is right here. Let me see if I can get closer. There you go. Now you can see them. So these to me are very pretty. Now I don't have the glitter glue. I did order it when I ordered the Tutti Frutti set. I didn't order it. It came with a free deluxe sample. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 shades from here. So I think I'm going to take this Fairy Dust palette because, I mean, come on, it's pink. And I'll take Hot Damn, or maybe Work It. No, I'll take Work It. So I'll take Fairy Dust and Work It. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set down this brightening base and the intensifying base for both of them. So even though it's a light shade and it's probably meant for the white, I'm going to lay down a black and I'm going to lay down the white. And then I'm going to put these over top of it so that way you can see kind of what they look like with everything together. So I'm going to actually lay them down with a brush because, let's get real, if you're putting this on your eyes, chances are you're going to be applying this with a brush. Before I finish doing these, I want to let you know that I will be building these. So I'm not going to just be doing one swatch of the white and one swatch of the black. I am actually going to be laying these down and trying to make sure that they're pretty intense, because if this was really something that you were going to put on your eye, you would want it to be white. I am not going to be putting it over a base though, because some people don't use base, so I don't want to use a base. Although I personally use a base when I do things, just because not everyone does it the same way that I do it. Like, some people use different bases and whatnot. So I'm going to be doing it on bare skin just so we could have kind of the general idea of what it will look like without a base. And if you use a base, use your favorite base. I'm sure that it will be even better. All right, so this is what I've been able to build up. You can see that for some reason this white turned a little gray, and I used 2 separate brushes to do the white and the black just so that I had, they didn't get mixed and I could get them intense. Anyways, and I'm finding also with this black shade, the intensifying base, for some reason, it's not building very opaque. Can you see, like, down here? Like, you can almost see, like, it's a little bit, hi Clover, it's a little bit lighter, and I don't know why it won't build there, and it won't build here at this edge either. So I was having issues building it. So I'm going to have to go through and do the experiment with this black and this white between my 2 favorites, like between the Sugar Pill and this one. She's just, are you crazy, kitten? Like, are you crazy? Well, be you crazy? Uh-oh, I traded a cat for a dog and a kitten. Anyways, so just like a kind of like side note. All right, let's start with Fairy Dust. And I'm going to do it on 2 separate fingers so that way I can not like mix them. So let's try first patting and then rubbing. Oh, and just to let you know, this was about 3 coats of the white and about 4 coats of the black. I don't know. I didn't like that it kind of reminds me of the Super Shock shadows. It's not the same texture, but it reminds me how sometimes when you get it on your finger and you try to get it like, and you're trying to pat it on your eye, you end up with a lot left over because it kind of like melts into the oils of your fingers, because your fingers are your natural skin, but when you put it over top of like skin to skin, it's different. So here, let me see if I can, yeah. And see, there's nothing left. But it looks, is it me or does it look more intense like just on its own as opposed to like either of these? Let me do, because I did a couple of coats. Let's see. Honestly, I feel like it's better on its own. Is that weird? Like, look at him close up. Like, this is just me putting it from my finger to the skin. And it looks pretty intense. And then you have this shade here, which is over top of a white, and then this over top of the black. Like, it might not show up as well on camera as it does in person, but like, can you see how you can see, like, you could still see my veins here, but you can also see my veins there as well. But it almost appears as though this one is only a slight bit lighter, and this one has the base on it. And if you look close enough, you could still see the lines of my veins even within the black. So, just putting that out there. All right, and I decided to do Work It. All right. Now, this is not to say that a glitter base would not improve this, because I do feel like a glitter base would make this whole thing a lot better, because then it would have something sticky to latch onto. But I don't have the glitter base right now, and this is for, I feel like not everybody, you know, has one. And I know if you're buying like a glitter palette, you should probably buy the glitter base. But I did. I mean, I got a sample of it with my order, but I didn't buy a glitter base. And I feel like if you have a product, you should, especially like if you're selling an all glitter palette, if you don't include a glitter base, then this palette, in my mind, the way that a consumer should, like an average non-hoarding consumer should think, is that if I'm buying a palette that's full of glitter, it should be sustainable on its own. I shouldn't have to buy a secondary palette. That's like saying, like, I have a concealer, or I have a foundation, but I have to buy the pigment for it because it won't work without that. That's how I view. Now, I know some people might say, well, that's primer and foundation, but I don't use primer all the time, so you don't need a primer for foundation to work at all. It just makes it work better, or to some people it does. Now, that's how I feel about this. This should be able to stand on its own. It should not need something else to make it work. So that's why I feel like while I know this probably would perform better with a glitter glue or having a base put down on my arm for the shadows to work, I don't feel as though I should have to. This product should be made to stand out on its own, especially given the price point. Originally, this was $28, at least according to Marshall's. So originally, this was $28. For $28, this should work by itself. There should be no reason that I have to go out and buy a glitter glue or a base or anything like that. So this is for your average consumer, not your makeup junkie. That's what I want to make clear, because I know a lot of people might be thinking, well, Brittany, if you put down a glitter glue, it'll stick better. Yes, it will, but this didn't come with that. And if it doesn't come with that, it shouldn't be assumed that you need it, especially if you have people who aren't makeup addicts, who don't know or, you know, aren't on YouTube like I am 24/7. Anyways, so now we have a added guest here. Say hello, Amelia.
Hello.
She decided to stick around with her beautiful hair. So this is what the Work It shade looks like. And actually, I forgot to do it on its own. So if you look here, this is what it looks like with the intensifying base. Here, I'll just put it closer. And then the white base and on its own. And again, I don't really see a difference between the way that these two perform by themselves. So with that being said, I mean, this one, I feel like the white one does show up a little bit better. Not like this one where actually bare skin looked better, in my opinion, than the white brightening base. So, I don't know. I decided to use a, hold on, let me get these off my arm so I don't end up with these on my body. So, my final thoughts on this palette are that it's pretty. I obviously have a purpose for these. I use a lot of glitter, so these will be great for me. The way that I feel that they stand up on their own is pretty decently. I actually feel like I would use these without the white and the black base. I would probably do my eye look, leave this part, like, I would still do my base and I would still set my base, but I would leave this part without the white, and then I would just apply it to my eye. Now, it will leave probably still a lot of residue behind on my hand, and it probably still wouldn't be as intense because when you set your eyes, it's essentially putting the white base down anyway. But the way that I feel about it is that these are beautiful without the base. Now, I actually feel like with the black base, they don't look as pretty. So this one, while it's saying it's the intensifying base, I don't like them over a black. And that's because over the black, I feel like the shadows get a little bit lost and mixed. So whenever you have the black on it, when you're applying it over top of it with your finger, the glitter kind of turns a little bit dusty. Because what happens is that this shade mixes with the black, and then it just doesn't look right. Now, if you had maybe a liner, if you put a liner down or the glitter glue, maybe it would turn out a lot better. But to me, this black portion is kind of stupid. If I were doing like a smoky eye and I wanted to just put glitter over the entire lid and then just deepen the outer corner, that would work. But using it as a base, I don't like it as a base. And I know you're probably thinking, well, isn't it the same thing if you put it over top of it? Yes and no. To me, putting it over top of it gives me control where I have the actual depth on my eye, as opposed to just, you know, putting this on and trying to get the glitter over top of it. So that is the only thing that I could foresee this black being beneficial, at least to this glitter portion. And any other eye look, I mean, black is always beneficial. It deepens the outer corner. It can be mixed. It's good by itself. But for this palette, I don't really feel as though for a base it is good. As for the rest of this, I don't find an issue with this palette. Again, I like glitter, and these I feel like will be okay on their own. Will they be perfect? No, but they will work out by themselves. And they're not bad. They have a wide array of glitters, and I like it. And I like the packaging because it shakes. Like the glitter moves.
It does?
See? I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you come back for more. We love you all, you beautiful unicorns. Mwah. Bye.
I like doing that.
I like your glasses. They
Put
so.
them on in the middle of the recording.
Oh, you could do this. I should wear these.